This is going to be controversial, but I love to do it. Hey guys, and welcome back to another different episode of something. It's not a career mode, it's not even a fantasy Premier League thing. It is my Premier League predictions though for the 2020-21 season. And you might think I've got a couple of shockers in here. You might think, what are you on about? But this is just my opinion. You are free to comment down below what you guys think will happen in this Premier League season, because I'd like to see your guys' suggestions. But before that, let's get into mine. So before we go into 20th place, we're going to work our way up. There should be graphics on either side of me at the moment. I am going to try and put a little plug in here. So make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel before you watch the rest of these predictions. But here we go with 20th place. As you can see, I have put Fulham. Yes, I think hopefully they do it right this time. I know they haven't spent as much money as last year, and this, oh well, not last year, the year before, and they still haven't, like, I don't know, they're still just a team that I feel like will be there. I don't know what to say about Fulham, really. Yeah, I tried to think what I would say about Fulham before I started this, and I just thought, no, I don't know what to say. Like, last time they were in the Prem, 100 million, and they still didn't stay in it. I mean, you've got to stay in it if you spend that much. I mean, Aston Villa only just did it as well, but I feel like if they don't spend much money and they go down like I predicted in 20th, they should keep Scott Parker. I think he's an excellent manager. He just needs experience in the Prem a bit more than like the 4 or 5 games he got before when they got relegated. And I feel like the squad isn't really good enough to stay in anyway. So yeah, rock bottom. So apologies Fulham fans, and apologies West Brom fans, because I have you guys in 19th. The only reason I have West Brom above, well, 2 reasons I have him above Fulham, is Dean Garner, who they've just signed from West Ham and has caused uproar with hierarchy like Matt Noble, and of course Slaven Bilic, ex-West Ham as well. I feel like he's a superb manager and he shouldn't have got sacked at West Ham in my opinion. Yes, he did bad, but I feel like he could have just had a bit longer there and he might have turned the ship around. So yeah, I feel like he will do well with West Brom, but still not well enough, so 19th. 18th, and probably the most controversial one of all, hopefully it doesn't offend you guys out there like it did the West Brom and Fulham fans, is Crystal Palace. Yes, they've been in the Premier League a long time now, but just what I've seen of like the end of the Premier League season this year, and yes, I know it's different, but they just didn't look good. Ebriese is a spectacular signing for them. I feel like he will stay in the Prem next season, the season after this one I'm talking about, but maybe not with Palace. Maybe he'll have to move somewhere, maybe like West Ham or something, who I obviously have predicted to be safe this year because they're not in this relegation zone, as Crystal Palace occupy last spot. Zaha maybe could do a little bit, but still I don't feel like he can keep them up on his own. And yeah, they're my relegated teams. Hopefully some of you guys actually agree with me so I don't look that stupid. But yeah, please suggest yours down below. I'd be more than welcome to look at them. But moving on to 17th place now, and maybe a bit controversial as well, but I have Leeds United. Yes, Leeds United, everyone's predicting them to get mid-table and all that, but if you look at Bielsa, he almost got relegated with Lille. He can't really do it in the recent times in the top division. Yes, I might be wrong. Probably I am going to be wrong and he'll impress everyone. But he hasn't made that many signings as well. I mean, Rodrigo, yes. Koch, yes. But I feel like they need a couple more quality players instead of 2 good players. Because I feel like they've gone and got Rodrigo, who's amazing. But they need more backup to him. Like, Pablo Hernandez is getting old. Helder Costa was okay in the Championship. And Jack Harrison, I feel like, has his good days and bad days. So yeah, Leeds United 17th, but I don't think they'll be there all season. I think they will go on a really good run. Then like they'll peter off at the end and maybe finish lower than they probably should have. Moving on to 16th, and I think exactly the same as Leeds. I think they'll have a really good point in the season and then fall back down, is Brighton Hove Albion, of course. I really don't like Leeds fans at the moment, and Leeds fans don't like them, all because of one player, Ben White. And I do feel like they've actually got some good players in there apart from him. Neil Maupay, I think, won't be as good as he was last season, but I still feel like he will bang the goals in and be the main man for Brighton. Hopefully, I think it's Leonardo Trossard steps up a little bit. I think the defence is good enough to stay in the Prem as well. Ben White, Webster I think's good, and I think it's Dunk who's just signed a new contract. Amazing. With Matt Ryan behind him, a really good keeper on his day. So yes, safe. And another team I have safe, and I think the last one of the safe, then we get into mid-table, like 14th and above, is West Ham United. Yes, everyone predicts them to maybe like be an outside shot for the Europa League, but I think now everyone's just got to terms and got to grips with they're actually not that well gelled. Not to be harsh to West Ham fans, I still do like them as a club, but David Moyes, yes, I'm in two minds about him. I think he should be given time because he wasn't given time before. But then I still don't think he's good enough to be West Ham manager. So it's a double-edged sword. And I think he may be one of the first managers sacked this season, because I know how keen the West Ham board are to get rid of managers. So yeah, I can see them finishing 15th. Antonio, when he's not injured, getting a couple of goals. Maybe Haller stepping it up a little bit more this season. And by a little bit, I mean maybe like 9 or 10 goals. And another one some of you guys might not think is realistic, but I have Burnley in 14th because I feel like it is time. They had a dip year. They finished in the Europa League. They went down to scrapping for relegation. They finished in the Europa League or around about there again last season. And now they are going to be back down there in my opinion, but not all the way down in like 17th or 16th for the finish like 2 years ago. I think they will be safe in 14th because Sean Dyche is still there. Yes, he's got a bit of a rant, I think, going back and forth with the board about players' contracts like Jeff Hendrick, who they'll let go really easily. But I still feel like they are a bit of a bullyish team who will get points and get 1-0 wins over the line and a couple of results against big teams along the way. Moving on to 13th now, and I have Newcastle. Yes, people think they're going down every year. I never see that as the case. I think they spend enough money. They have a good enough squad. Yes, it's not good enough for the top 10 in my opinion. And I actually, maybe very controversial, and I've said controversial a lot already, I like Steve Bruce. I think he's a good manager. I think he gives his all for Newcastle because he is a Geordie. And I feel like they shouldn't sack him. I feel like if he just gets some players who like more like his players, because I feel like Mike Ashley signs players who've just got big names. Like Joe Linton was a big name at one point. And Alan St. Maximin was big on the scene at Nice. So he's going to sign them. If he signs like English players like the likes of the big Burnley kind of players who I always have in mind for Steve Bruce teams, I think they will be a lot better, and I think Jeff Hendrick is a start for that, so I feel like they will be safe indeed. And a big move up the table from last year, 12th I have Aston Villa. Yes, they're a bigger team, and I feel like sacking I think it was director of football or someone who deals with the transfers, I don't know the term, has been replaced from, I think it's the Copenhagen one they have now, from Denmark, and I feel like he's a lot better. The Portuguese one they had wasn't working out. It was just going ahead and signing big names, doing what Fulham did, spending 100 million on players that the manager didn't even want himself, Dean Smith. So if they get the likes of Matty Cash that they already have done, which I actually believe what's his name, Dean Smith actually wanted, and if they get like Saïd Benrahma or Ollie Watkins, who you know Dean Smith wants and can work with because of his time at Brentford, I feel like they'll do a lot better because they'll actually know the players he wants, know what he wants out of them, and actually get them performing. So 12th position. And now 11th, Sheffield United. Yes, dropping off. Some of the Blades fans may be angry with me here, but I feel like they won't do as well as last season. They put their all into it. I feel like this season the goalkeeper has gone down a little bit. Yes, Ramsdale's amazing, but I really rate Dean Henderson. If you don't know, I'm a Grimsby fan. He was on loan at Grimsby for like his first move away from Man United, and that's why I love him. He didn't play much for us, but still love him. And yeah, it's still a really good finish. People had them 20th all round last year, so 11th place I feel is good for Sheffield United, and I feel like that's where they will finish. I think the squad is just bang on, screaming at me 11th place. They'll grind out the results for it. 10th place, another drop team, is Leicester City. Yes, Brendan Rodgers is having a little bit of a troublesome time at the end. Of course, selling Ben Chilwell, of course, losing to Man United to lose out in the Champions League spot. That will have a dent in the funds they get as well. Don't get that wrong, because I think they get like 30 million for qualifying for the Champions League. So, of course, they'll still sign players because they do have money, but they would have a lot more money if they would have got through to the Champions League. And yeah, I feel like Brendan Rodgers will do a good job, but definitely not as good as last year. So I'm going to put them in 10th position. And maybe Vardy dips off a little bit. Maybe he comes to the end of his career here. You never know. 9th place, and maybe a little bit lower than some people expect. Again, by the way, they are going about their transfer business and the policies, is Everton. Carlo Ancelotti, I feel like could have done a little bit better last year. Of course, I still rate him an amazing manager. I liked him at Chelsea, even though he wasn't the most popular person around there. But yeah, I feel like he will get them 9th place. Allen, a big player. Of course, that's an improvement on last year as well. So it is going up somewhere, but not as high as probably Everton fans expect. So yeah, 9th place. I feel like they'll get big results, then lose to teams like Crystal Palace, West Brom and Fulham, who are in the relegation battle, and I've got them going down. So yeah, I feel like it'll be an up and down season for him, but mostly up because of 9th being over 10th. And my shock of the season, yes, I don't have any big shocks in the top 4. My biggest shock probably, as I look down to read it off, because I'm double checking myself here, is Southampton. I have them in 8th. Ralph Hasenhüttl, or you know how terrible I am with names if you've watched my other videos, is going to come 8th with Southampton in my opinion, because I feel like he's a really good manager. Yes, they don't have the best of players, but if Danny Ings can carry on, if Salisu and Kyle Walker-Peters, who I think are steals for the amount of money they've got, both young defenders who are modern day defenders as well, I think they'll both be good signings. I think Hasenhüttl will get the best out of them. I think he's good with his players. You can see after games he's always cheering. I love like managers who are very eccentric and celebrating with the players, hugging them and all that after the game. So yeah, I feel like Hasenhüttl will take Southampton to 8th and be the biggest shock of this year. And definitely not a shock the next one, it's Wolves in 7th. They always just miss out on them top spots, and I think they'll miss out on Europa League a little bit this year, because I feel like, did they get Europa League? I feel like they did get Europa League last year. I haven't done my research on last year's Premier League that much. I completely forgot because of this whole COVID thing. So yeah, I think Wolves will drop off a little bit this year, but still be good enough to get up there. I feel like signings like Fabio Silva are decent and all that, but still for the future. They're building for an even greater future. And maybe 1 or 2 years' time, maybe they get in the Champions League, but not right now. I'm moving on to the top 6 now. I know probably you guys are here for this. And in 6th place, I mean, it is an improvement, but still probably upsetting a lot of you guys, because I know you guys support them, is Arsenal. Yes, I feel like it will be a better season for Mikel Arteta, who of course is a good manager, already won 2 trophies, but I still don't feel like over the course of 38 games, or is it 38? I think it is 38. He won't get all these results. I feel like he will get 6th position, but at least he's getting Europa League back, getting him into a tournament. Well, they are in the Europa League this year, so I feel like that will have a dent in how they're doing the league. And yeah, still not made enough signings for my liking to push on there fully. So yeah, I have them in 6th. And sorry Arsenal fans, but Tottenham are my 5th position. I really still rate Jose Mourinho, although I am like a Premier League Chelsea fan. I do like him, although loads of Chelsea fans don't like him anymore. I do think he will be able to get Tottenham into that top 5. Yes, Europa League again, not Champions League, but I feel like if he gets the team up and running, I've been watching the All or Nothing, I feel like I didn't expect him to be like that, but I feel like if he gets around with the players a lot more than he did in them first 3 episodes that I've watched, he will have a good season with Tottenham. I feel like Son when he gets going. And of course, it was the start of the season that let him down last year. Jose Mourinho built up a lot of ground from Pochettino's unsuccessful reign at the start. So if he starts from the off and gets them playing, they will get 5th. And top 4. I have Man United in 4th because I feel like they are good enough to be up there. I feel like the title race will be a lot closer, but still not close enough for Man United. I feel like they'll be like 10 points behind top spot, so still quite close, because I feel like no one's going to go like unbeaten or just 1 or 2 defeats. I feel like the top spot will get like 5 defeats all season. So yeah, I have Man United in 4th. Donny van der Beek, a very decent signing for them, but maybe overrunning the midfield. I need to focus on the defence a bit more, because Harry Maguire's got that court case going on. Lindelof is good, but maybe not Premier League winning quality. And 3rd, maybe some people predict them higher, but I have my team Chelsea. Yes, I'm not going to overdo it. I'm going to have them in 3rd again. Big signings, big names, but I feel like they will need panning in a bit, because of course COVID stopped like true pre-seasons going on. So yes, they haven't really had a big run around, so of course they're going to have to hit the ground running. I feel like, I hate to say it, but I feel like Ziyech will be a little bit of a flop to start off with, like Pepe was. Maybe get a couple of assists, but not many goals. And I feel like Werner will definitely get goals. I feel like he's going to be a top goal scorer, like Golden Boot competitor, but maybe not get it, because I feel like Aubameyang will get it this year. Sorry to all the other people who have top goal scorers. But yeah, I feel like Chelsea 3rd is just spot on. And after this season, they've definitely got to try and go for that 2nd, or 1st, of course. But speaking of my 2nd, there's only 2 teams left. You know who they are. And my 2nd place is Liverpool. Yes, I have Liverpool in 2nd. You might be thinking, what are you doing? Liverpool's winning it again. I've watched the Community Shield. I've watched them against Blackpool. I even watched that on the computer. And yes, I don't think they're going to win the league this year. I feel like they are going to have, not an off year, but of course, lesser. I'm going to think they'll have more defeats and less wins. And I feel like they'll get 2nd. Maybe go in a Champions League run again. I don't think they'll win it. I think it'll be a foreign team this year who do win that. But I'll do Champions League predictions if you want me to when it's close to that. But yeah, I have Liverpool for 2nd place. I think Bobby Firmino will get goals, Salah, Mane, but not enough to win the league. And although they have missed out on Messi, I still feel like Manchester City are going to win the league. If they get Kali Koulibaly in, definitely think they're going to win the league. But still, I think it's good enough already to win the league, their team that they have. Laporte, if he stays fit all season, will be good. Feel like Kyle Walker maybe becomes good. João Cancelo behind him. All the defence is solid enough, and I love a solid defence. And then I love the striking options they have as well, like Bernardo Silva, Aguero if he gets up and running. And yeah, I have them as the Premier League champions this year. And as you can see, both top 10 I think it is and bottom 10 at either side of me, and they are my predictions. Like I've said many times through this episode, these are only my opinion, and I'd like to see yours in the comments down below just because I'm intrigued to see what you guys think. And thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe on this video. I hope you've enjoyed this one-off Premier League predictions, and if it all goes well and I actually feel confident in my predictions, I'll probably do it again next year. Or even if you want to see the Championship and Champions League and even Europa League, I will do that if you guys want it. But if you don't and it's not popular, fair enough, I'll just stick to shutting my mouth and getting on with career mode. But thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your day, stay safe, I'll see you in a bit, and peace.